Good afternoon. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to afternoon news source, only here at the Daily Tribune. We're now live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and the Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. appeared at Malacanang Palace on Wednesday to personally swear in a newly promoted Philippine National Police Chief General Jose Melencio C. Nartatas Jr. Sandro Marcos recuses himself from impeachment hearings against his father, citing possible bias in protecting House integrity. Hearings starting February 2nd. Foreign Affairs Secretary Lazaro warns of evolving security challenges in ASEAN, citing sea tensions, internal conflicts, and cross-regional disputes at the Cebu retreat. Former lawmaker Saldico, wanted for graft, appears in Sweden to sign documents, contradicting earlier reports he was in Portugal. Authorities received Interpol red notice. The Chinese ambassador said he would leave the Philippines with pride if declared persona non grata after heated disputes over the West Philippine Sea. The Philippine economy missed its 2025 growth target again, closing at 4.4% versus the 5.5 to 6.5% goal, reflecting weaker demand and ongoing challenges. Actress Rian Ramos and friends face a complaint alleging assault and illegal detention following an incident involving her driver and personal assistant on January 17th. Filipino pole vaulter EJ Obiena wins gold at jump meeting Cottbus in Germany, clearing 5.77 meters, continuing his strong start to the 2026 season. Today is the 29th of January, Thursday, and I'm Eliana Lacap, bringing you today's top stories. Let's get started. The Armed Forces of the Philippines is pushing back against social media claims linking its 2024 audit to corruption. The AFP says Commission on Audit observations were meant to improve accounting and did not cite fund misuse. It clarified that so-called unauthorized bank accounts supported personal welfare and mostly have been closed with funds returned to the Treasury. On cash advances, over 82% have been liquidated. The AFP adds it has received an unmodified COA opinion for 7 straight years, indicating fair and compliant financial reporting. Now, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. says it is proper for his son, Ilocos Norte Representative Sandro Marcos, to rescue himself from House deliberations on impeachment complaints against him, citing possible bias. The younger Marcos says his move is meant to protect the House's integrity and public trust. 2 impeachment complaints have been filed, alleging constitutional violations and betrayal of public trust. The House Justice Committee is set to begin hearings on February 2nd, with plans to consolidate the complaints for joint deliberation. The Foreign Affairs Secretary Tess Lazaro says security challenges in ASEAN are evolving and diversifying amid a more complex global environment. Speaking at the ASEAN Foreign Ministers Retreat in Cebu, she noted ongoing tensions at sea, internal conflicts, and cross-regional developments affecting stability. Lazaro emphasized the need for restraint, dialogue, and adherence to international law to maintain peace. The retreat will address issues like the West Philippine Sea tensions, Myanmar's civil war, and the Thailand-Cambodia border dispute, marking the first major meeting under the Philippines' 2026 ASEAN chairship. Former lawmaker Saldico, wanted for graft and malversation over a 289.5 million peso flood control project, is reportedly in Sweden, court documents revealed. An apostle Sjosko personally appeared before a Swedish notary public to sign legal documents for his Supreme Court petition challenging his ombudsman indictment. This contradicts earlier claims by Interior Secretary John Bicramulya that Ko was hiding in Portugal, possibly using a Portuguese passport. Ko remains at large, while his co-accused are in detention, and authorities plan to seek an Interpol red notice for his arrest. Now, the Chinese embassy in Manila says Ambassador Jing Quan would leave the Philippines immediately with, quote, pride and honor if President Marcos declares him persona non grata, following heated exchanges between embassy and Filipino officials over West Philippine Sea disputes. Embassy spokesperson Ji Lingpeng emphasized that only the Philippine president can issue such a notice. A resolution signed by 15 senators condemned Jing's statements as violating diplomatic norms and urged the DFA to uphold the country's dignity. The Senate is considering hearings and possible actions against other embassy officials. Now, the Philippine economy closed 2025 below target, marking a third straight year of missed goals. The Philippine Statistics Authority says the GDP grew 3% in the fourth quarter, slower than revised 3.9% in the previous quarter. That brought full-year growth to 4.4%, short of the government's 5.5 to 6.5% target. The country also undershot targets in 2024 and 2023. Officials say the figures reflect softer demand and ongoing challenges as the government pushes measures to support growth. The PSEI closed at midday trading today at 6,265.36 points, or down by 90.42 points, or 1.42%, while the All Shares Index fell to 1.04% to 3,559.53. Sector-wise, mining and oil gained 0.13%, but all other sectors ended lower, led by property down by 1.76% and services losing 1.55%. Among the most active stocks, RCR rose to 1.48%, while ICT and BDO posted losses of 1.86% and 2.36% respectively. Meanwhile, JFC gained 0.99%, finishing the day on a positive note. Now, a driver and personal assistant of actress Rian Ramos has filed a complaint with the National Bureau of Investigation, accusing Ramos and her friends Michelle D. and Samantha Panilio of alleged assault and illegal detention. The complaint claims he was attacked inside Ramos' condominium on January 17th and later attempted to take his own life. He sought help from volunteers against crime and corruption. Lawyers for Ramos, D. and Panilio said they have not yet received a copy of the complaint. Authorities are expected to investigate the allegations. For sports news, Filipino pole vaulter AJ Obiena continues his strong start to 2026, claiming a gold medal at the International Jump Meeting Cottbus in Germany. Obiena tied with men of Lon after both cleared 5.77 meters, but failed at 5.84 meters, including a jump-off. This comes after Obiena won bronze at last week's ISTAF Indoor Dusseldorf with 5.65 meters. Obiena cleared earlier heights with ease, celebrated with fans, and posted on Facebook that the win marked his first of the season, noting, "Brick by brick, we build." Now, Katribu, did you know back in 2002, U.S. President George W. Bush labeled Iraq, Iran, and North Korea as an axis of evil during his State of the Union address? The term highlighted nations he claimed were pursuing weapons of mass destruction and supporting terrorism, shaping U.S. foreign policy in the years that followed. Viral now on TikTok, the video uploaded by Kirdirami on is garnering almost 500,000 views and more than 30,000 likes. In the clip, the uploader mimics a situation when an employee submits a resignation to HR and is told he will need to render months of work before he can leave. The twist, instead of rendering, the employee becomes a reindeer to comply with the policy, a joke that gives laughter to netizens, with some even commenting, "Sobrang slay," and "baka hindi lang narinig ng maayos." That's all for now. Join us again at 4:30 p.m. still here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and the Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. Once again, I'm Eliana Lacap, and this has been Tribune News on Q.